So, dear friends, Assalamu alaikum, welcome back. This is a series of lectures on writing skills. In my first lecture about writing, I gave you some of the basic ideas how we can be able to write, and the last thing that I told there was that what can be some of the most interesting prompts, like what I really hate, what I really like to write about these things, my favorite fruit, the best thing that happened to me, the worst thing that happened to me, something funny happened to me, etc. this week. Okay, now let's move ahead and see what a good writing actually is. For example, these are things that we should take into consideration if you want to write a good paragraph. My paragraph starts with the topic sentence. This you need to look at. I indent my first sentence, leave space. I stay on topic. I use details to support my topic. My paragraph is 5 to 8 complete sentences. My paragraph is a summary or closing sentence. I use words that make meaning clear. I don't use the same words over and over. I try to spell words correctly. I begin each sentence with a capital letter. I begin each proper name with a capital letter. I use sentences that end with period, an exclamation point mark, or a question mark. My print or cursive handwriting is clear enough to read. Now, the two most important devices that we must have for a very good writing, that's coherence and cohesion. Now, what are these? Coherence and cohesion are the two elements that make your writing look like a perfect piece. A text is cohesive. Keep this thing in mind. If its elements are linked together, so that means there are cohesive devices used to link or connect two sentences, etc., or sentences in words in a sentence. And a text is coherent if it makes sense, if it gives meaning. It should be clear that cohesion, coherence are not the same things. A text may be cohesive, that's linked together, but incoherent, that is meaningless. Let us see this in example on the next in my next slide. Now see this. I am a doctor. The doctor was late for clinic. Clinic rhymes with ethnic. The clinic, the ethnic groups were hostile to each other, but it wasn't. When I was a child, it was our usual practice to gobble up anything like a tree, a vessel, or a broom. But sometimes mother would cook such tasty things like tires and screws that we would forget gobbling up these small things. Now, what's problem with this passage? Okay, I think it is full of cohesion. There is no problem in cohesion because the sentences are in proper order. But what is then the problem? The perfect problem in this paragraph is coherence. There is no coherence. It doesn't make any sense. It is a senseless paragraph. So that's why this should not be considered as a good writing task. What are the 10 rules for writers? Number one, write. Number two, write. Number three, write often. Write about anything. Write about everything. Write about what you see. Write about what you learn. Write about what you think. Write about what you read. Write. Considering your purpose, identify what you want to accomplish through your writing. For example, gathering details, gather the specific information and ingredients you need before you write your first draft. Use the reports formula strategy to gather details. What is that? A reporter's formula? They take care of 6 Wh's: who, what, when, where, why, and how. Now, considerations while writing. How we will take care of these who, what, when, why, where, and how. Example: the man was old. The man had gray hair. The man walked down the street. The man walked slowly. Combined. Who? The old gray haired man walked slowly down the street. We are answering all the four WH questions in one sentence. Otherwise, in first example, when it was not combined, it was altogether chaos. This is how we can be apt writers. Now let's move to paragraph writing. The word paragraph comes from two Greek words. Para means beside and grapheme means to write. A paragraph to be effective must deal with one controlled thought. It must include details that support this central thought logically as well as forcefully. Continued. There are steps to follow in writing a paragraph. Composition. These steps also apply to writing a paragraph in a longer composition. Make an inventory of your ideas and information. As thoughts on your topic come to mind, write them down. Thus, you have a collection of ideas with you on which you can write down. For example, use power technique or coda. That is the concept here. Select from your inventory the ideas that you are closely related to each other. If we study our inventory of words and phrases, we find that some items group themselves together naturally. They can be used to write a paragraph. So, after planning, this is actually the organizing of ideas. Write a topic sentence that expresses the central thought of your paragraph. Choose a topic and the central thought of the paragraph is the topic sentence. The central thought is the idea or impression or belief or feeling one wants to express. The topic sentence usually appears in the beginning. Keep to the central thoughts as you write. Arrange your ideas in a logical order. A paragraph is more than simply